and sounds of the ground.
Listen to this story of love and loss and light and life and
darkness.
Listen. I wish it never happened like this. I wish that ship hadn't opened its sails and flown to Colchis through those clashing rocks. I wish the pines were still standing in the glens of Mount Pelion, not cut and turned to oars. I wish Pompeius hadn't sent those men off to do his bidding, to cross the sea and steal the golden fleece.
It would all be so different. Not as it is now. He would never have met their leader, Jason, never fallen for him, never left a life behind to sail away with him, never escaped here, to college. No family, no home.
In the beginning, everything was fine.
Though a foreigner, Medea was welcomed with her husband and her children and was happy in her new life, obedient to Jason in everything he said and did. But now, his house is full of hate.
Jason is gone.
Left her, left the children.
He's marrying the young princess, daughter of Creon, king of this land.
Even behind Medea,
she reminds him of his oath, begs the gods of justice and truth to witness what he's done.
but to no avail.
She refuses all food and comfort. She stays in her room and cries the days away, won't lift her head for anyone, won't raise her eyes from the ground.
Unmoved by words, by anything around her, she's deaf as a stone or a wave in the sea.
Sometimes she turns to look away, to call out for her father, her country, her home, all abandoned and betrayed for a man
Who now abandons her, betrays her honor,
and her love.
She now knows what it means to be an exile.
To have given up everything you know to get ahead in life,
Only to find that life won't let you, pushing you back,
shutting you out,
you and your different,
strange, otherness. She loathes to have her children near her and can't bear to look at them. I'm afraid some plan is already forming in her mind. She has a temper that's vile and violent, and she will never rest. Listen, she is deadly, and no one who sparks her rage will walk away free.
Women of Corinth, I have come out here to show you who I am. I will not be judged by anyone as proud. I know many who are vain and others who hide themselves away, but whether you declare yourself in public or withdraw in private, you get a reputation either way. There is no justice in the eyes of men. They judge by what they see, not by what they know. Hardest for foreigners like me to be accepted. Always working, always trying to fit in. So I have no time for those who think themselves above the rules or better than others. This blow, when it came from nowhere, knocking me down, crushing my faith in all that's good and kind. I am lost. The joy has gone from my life, and I see no reason now to carry on. My husband, my companion, the man I thought I knew so well, in whom I'd invested everything. He's revealed his true self. Of all living creatures, women are the most unfortunate. Marriage defines us. Men become masters of our bodies until we lose all sense of ourselves. Who we are, where we've come from. Loss and insight, that's all that's left. We live to serve him, and if we do well in our duties, that's fine. But if not, it's death in life. Men tell us we are lucky to live safe at home while they take up their spears and go to war. Well, I'd sooner stand behind the shield 3 times in battle than give birth once. But yours is a different story. This is your city. Your fathers are here. You have the pleasure of life, company of friends. I am alone in Corinth, an outsider in a strange city far from my family, and I see no reason. My only company, a man who took me as plunder from some foreign campaign and now dishonors me. I have no mother, no brother, no family to turn to, no shelter from shame. I ask this one favor from you. If I can think of any way, any plan to make my husband pay for all this hurt, will you keep my secret?
Medea, please tell me these rumors aren't true. Of rage, of insults. I look at you and my heart sinks. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. All this rage, this madness, I can see it in your eyes. Those things you see through. You disturb the peace of my kingdom, so you must leave. It truly is a shame. You were one of my favorites.
Crayon, please, just tell me why.
I have many reasons, and they all add up. You are a clever woman. It's known that you're skilled in evil arts. You're wounded, hurting from your husband's betrayal. And now I hear that you've been making threats against the bride, her father, and the man she is to marry. I will let nothing happen, so we'll guard against it. It's better to harden my heart against you now than to have you break it later. I fear you. I fear you will harm my daughter.
My reputation hangs over me like a curse. My father should never have given me an education, never raised me to be intelligent. Intellect attracts jealousy and bitterness. If you try to bring new wisdom to fools, the fools are furious. If your mind matches the minds of the city's intellectuals, then they're threatened. It's you, Crayon. You are afraid. Why is that? What damage can I do? I'm no protester, no activist, no insurgent against the state. You've done nothing to me. Only given your daughter's hand away in marriage. You've acted with decency and good sense, and I don't resent your happiness. You have my blessing. But let me say, I've been wronged, but I will keep my peace. I yield to you as king.
Reassuring words indeed. I hear this. But still, I dread to think what darkness lies within your evil heart. The softness of these words makes me trust them less. You see, a hot-tempered woman is easier to stand against than a clever one that keeps her own counsel. Enough. I have decided. You are banished. No more delay, no more speeches. You are our enemy, and I will have no enemy in our midst.
I beg you!
Your words are wasted. My command is final.
You would banish me without listening to my
If
plea.
you don't go, my guards will throw you out.
Crayon, please!
You know I can't let you stay.
I accept my exile. I'm not asking to be pardoned from that.
Why then do you disobey?
One day, let me stay for one more day. I need to think clearly where to go, how to provide for my children. Take pity on them, at least. You have kindness in you. I can bear exile. I cannot bear to see them suffer.
Very well then. You shall have your request. But I warn you, if tomorrow's sun sees you or your children still within these lands, you die. That is my order.
Medea! Are you okay? You hurt?
Dear friend, do not be afraid. I am no fool to this evil. Do you think I would have petitioned like a beggar without some hope of gain? Without a scheme? I wouldn't have spoken a word or even raised my head if there was nothing in it for me. They should have banished me right there and then, but like a fool they have given me a whole day. They have given me time to wrong those who have wronged me.
What will you do to them?
So many choices, so many parts of death they can't quite decide. Should I turn the royal house into cinders, or stick them all like suckling pigs? I enter quietly in the night and slice them in their beds. But if I'm caught going in, I'll be killed. No. The best route is the most direct.
What do you mean?
Poison.
I see. But what then? Where will you go? What city will take you? Where will you find shelter, safety? Will be hunted for their blood?
Oh, wait. My place of refuge will appear, and I will proceed by stealth. I summon the gods. My grandfather, Helios, god of the sun. Women of Corinth, forever existing in the shadows of men. We are the masters of art, of manipulation. We are the most skillful architects of art.
promises. Here! We are here!
Look us in the eyes and tell us we don't belong after all we've done.
I wish I knew how it should feel to be free. I wish I could break all these chains holding me. I wish I could say all these things that I should say. Say them aloud, say them clean for the whole wide world to hear. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should No man is big enough for my heart. No man is big enough for my heart.
I tried to reason with him to get you to stay. I'm on your side, Medea. Just please stop with this nonsense. I'm on your side. I do not fail my loved ones. I have your best interests at heart, I promise. You and the children will not go into exile. You did anything. And I want you to know that whatever hatred you hold in your heart against me, I hold nothing against you.
You're a coward. A man who is no man at all. How dare you come to us here where you're no longer welcome? Is this your idea of courage or heroic boldness? To wrong your family and look them in the face? No, it's the worst disease of the human mind. A blank will change you. Oh, have you forgotten? I saved your life as every Greek can witness who joined you on your ship. I helped harness the fire-breathing bulls. I plowed the fields of death. I sowed the dragon's teeth. I killed the sleepless serpent, guardian of the golden fleece. I shone the light of safety over you. I abandoned my father and my home to come with you. Full of love, empty of thought I killed for you. Royal blood with my bare hands. I did this all for you. And now you drop me. You forget me. You forget the children.
Medea,
What do you believe in? All your oaths and promises are broken. Do you think the gods no longer rule us? And you can set up new idols to match your moral depravity? You can't even keep your simple word to me. Your simple word to love and cherish. Look at these hands you took hold of, these knees you clung to, these eyes you stared deep inside until our lips would collide. All empty gestures, meaningless lies. I wish the gods would have warned you. Why is there no mark on men to tell the true ones from the false?
I say I must once again be a skillful captain and navigate the storm of all your words. Look, let's get this straight. You wildly overstate your role in all of this. It was the gods who saved my ship. The gods alone. Surely you can see it was the gods who put us together. We were the targets of their faithful arrows of love. You were driven by desire. You helped me, and I'm grateful for that, but you gained more than you gave. You're with the Greeks now, in a land of culture and justice, not some tribal swarm, and you're known throughout Greece for your brain. Do you really think you could be famous back when you came from, on the very edge of the world? I can't say used for a house of gold or prophetic visions if there's no one to see it and no one to hear. We build our lives on accolades, and Greece is the very cradle of fame. Anyway, enough about the labours of Jason. I will show you just how wise and prudent I have been, what a good friend I am to you and the children.
Oh, you really believe everything?
Listen! When I came here dragging bad luck behind me, what better good fortune could I in exile find than marriage to the daughter of a king? My one motive was security and prosperity. I don't want to be some man who men cross the street to avoid. I want to raise our children in a manner befitting my position. And there might be other children later on. Royal brothers to our sons. Is it wrong to want these things? You're jealous of her, aren't you? Can you not separate your happiness from our sex life for once? If we could produce children without women, then believe me, all misery would end. I still love you. Medea.
Your smooth words and fancy rhetoric don't sway me. Nor can 1,000 pointed phrases cover up your crimes. An eloquent brute is still a brute. You talk of love, why didn't you talk this through with me?
I can just imagine what a great support you did.
But
As
that's
I
not what
mentioned.
stopped you from speaking, though, was it? I think you're afraid. You're growing old, and your deeds of heroism are barely remembered, and you're stuck with a foreigner for a wife.
Believe me, this is not about her. My remarriage was for you and the children. The boys would have princes for brothers, and everyone would be safe and...
What safety? I may never reach it or find this prosperity that would empty my heart, leaving me dead inside.
Pray for something wiser. Pray instead for a less pessimistic view of life, not to find pain in what is present, and not to feel unlucky when I'm not.
I'm not unlucky! I go friendless into exile while you sit in the royal palace telling me I'm fortunate!
You cursed the king!
I did!
Are you sane? This is pointless. If I can give you some money towards for the future, for you and the children, I'm happy to give generously and to write to friends abroad who'll take you in, I'm sure of it. This is a good offer. Why don't you just swallow your pride and accept it?
I don't need your money. And I'll have nothing to do with your friends either. Your gifts are poison.
Well, the gods will be my witness. I'll do everything I can to try and help you. You're making things worse for yourself.
And his restful eyes say, this is not your home. This is not your future.
Jason, I don't want to hear anymore. It is!
Medea! Oh my gosh.
What are you doing here?
I was just in the air and thought I'd pop by, but
How kind of you.
it's been so long.
I thought you'd have better things to do with your time than visiting me. What brings the King of Athens here to Corinth?
Well, if you must know, I've come to visit the ancient oracle of Apollo.
To Delphi, the very center of the world. What took you there?
Well, you know, I had to see about some things and, you know, I had to... All right. I went to ask for the strength to father children.
You've lived so long a life and never had a child.
I have no heir. Some god lost me.
But you have a partner, you're married.
Yes, and happily.
What did the god Apollo say?
He told me a riddle. It was just really strange.
Okay, tell me.
All right. He said, do not untie the wineskin's neck.
Go on.
Until you've returned to your native land.
What brings your feet to Corinth?
Well, first I must visit Theus, king of Trojan. You know his wisdom surpasses all others. I could use his advice, and plus, he's just a really good friend of mine.
Well, I wish you good luck.
Medea, what's wrong?
I'm so tired. So tired.
Tired of what?
Tired of explaining myself to people who refuse to listen.
What do you mean?
Jason wrongs me, although I've done nothing
But why? What's happened?
He's leaving me for the princess.
What? I don't believe he
Well,
did
he
such
has! He's cast me aside.
But why? What did you do?
Oh, not enough! He grew tired.
Forget him then. Medea, he clearly doesn't deserve you. Anyway, who is this princess?
The king's daughter.
Oh, really? Which king?
Creon, king of Corinth.
Oh, her.
And on top of this, I'm banished.
What? No, by whom?
The king.
And Jason just allowing this to happen?
He came just now with his excuses, but he seems to be coming to terms with it. Please. James. Take pity on a suffering friend turned out into the cold. Please receive me into your country and into your home. And in return, this longing of yours for children. Trust me, I'll take care of them. The gods will give you the children you desire. You will end your life fulfilled. Fate has smiled on you today, bringing us together like this. Trust me, I'll cure you of your childlessness. I have many remedies for that.
Medea, please, get up. There are many good reasons to grant this favor. The promise of a child, an heir. It's a good reason for any favor, of course. If you reach Athens, I will act as your protector. But I can't help you in your flight from Corinth. But once in my home, you'll be safe, I can assure you.
Swear on it.
You don't trust me.
Yes, I do, of course, yes. But I don't trust Creon, or anyone else you might meet on your way back to Athens. If you are bound by an oath, I know you would hand me over to my enemies. Words are one thing, but they are open to manipulation, diplomacy. An oath sworn by the gods cannot be broken. I am weak. I need that strength against their royal power.
Name the gods that I must swear by.
Swear by the soil of the earth, by my grandfather Helios, god of the sun, and by the whole pantheon.
And what must I swear to do or not to do?
That you will never expel me from Athens, and never hand me over to my enemies as long as you may live.
Okay. Medea, I swear by the earth, the sun, and by all the gods, I will do what you say.
Perfect. Go in happiness and peace. All is now well. I shall come to your city as soon as I can. Once I'm finished here, I have a few things left to do.
All right. Always playing games.
Oh, gods, I can sense you watching over me, guiding me in my path to victory. And as for my plans of justice, my children, my messengers of death, the key to Jason's heart, they will not suffer the same injustice, the same pain of living life as a second-class citizen on the margins of civilization. No one will ever take them away from me. I won't let them. Let no man say of Medea that she is mild as milk. I am a new breed of woman.
I shoot the lights out, high till it's bright out. Oh, just another lonely night. Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
Medea, you sent for me? What is it? I've come as you asked. I don't have much time.
Jason, I want to ask your forgiveness for what I said earlier. I've been a fool to make myself an enemy of the king and of my husband, who only thinks of what's best for you, for the children. I am in exile, but I've forgotten to count my blessings. You were right. You've made a royal alliance on our behalf, and instead of supporting it, I've been stupid and foolish and weak. But you shouldn't lower yourself and match my foolishness with your own. That's in the past. I admit, I was wrong. But I'm wiser now.
Well, that's great.
Good. Now go in and see your children. They're waiting for you. Waiting to take your hand in theirs, to stretch out their little arms, to say hello to their father, to embrace him for the last time before.
I don't blame you for your earlier mood. These big decisions, sometimes it's difficult to get your head around the logic, but now you understand. I'm impressed by your maturity. And someday our sons will be the leaders of this land. They'll grow big and strong and tall and proud in their manhood.
Yes. My children deserve a better life than mine. They are so little. So small.
I'll take care of everything.
Let them stay! Let them stay and be raised here in your house. That's all I ask of you, Creon the princess. Plead my case, plead for your sons, that they may not be sent away.
I'll try.
Let me help to win the princess over. Nurse! Yes, Medea. Fetch the silk dress and the golden crown. She will not have just one happiness, but many. A hero for a husband, and these gifts passed down from Helios, my grandfather, to me. Treasures of the sun. Nurse! The children will take these gifts to the palace. Make sure they are bathed and well dressed in their finest clothing.
Medea, I appreciate the gesture, but do you not think the royal palace is short of silk and gold? Keep them for yourself. My bride, my wishes over any of your gifts. I'll persuade her, just trust me on this.
I won't hear another word. Even gods are swayed by tributes. As for mortals, gold outweighs 10,000 words. She's young and royal and shortly to be heaven blessed. She'll put on that dress and raise a wreath to her head, crowned for a royal wedding, and for her new and final home. And besides, to save my sons from exile, I barter with my soul, not just a crown of gold. Now, the children will take these gifts to the palace, carrying them carefully to the princess, and ask her, beg her not to have them sent away. Nurse! Go with the children, they're on their way to the palace. See to it that they give these directly to the princess. She must take them with her own hands. Then, bring them straight back home. They must not stay for the wedding celebrations. Go quickly now, and come back soon, and bring good news.
last. I've been waiting a long time for you. Tell me, what news do you bring?
Medea, what you've done is unspeakable, beyond all human laws. You must leave this place by any means you choose, but you must leave now.
Why? What happened?
She's dead. The princess and her father, the king, both dead by your poison.
I see. This is good. Everything's falling into place.
You are beyond madness, beyond decency. To commit murder on the royal house and then celebrate.
I have many reasons for that, but you won't understand. You can't understand. We come from different worlds. Tell me. I want to know every detail. How did they die?
When your two sons came, hand in hand, and entered the palace with their father, there was great joy. We'd all felt pity for the way you were treated. But now you and Jason had made your peace. We were pleased to welcome them, blessing their hands and heads with kisses as they walked through to the princess. When she saw the boys, she veiled her pale face, upset that they were there. And then she saw the gifts. And it was like nothing else mattered. Their exile was no more. Your children and their father had scarcely left the room before she took the silken gown and put it on. Then she placed the golden crown on her head, arranging her hair in the mirror, smiling at the stillness she found reflected there. Rising, she stepped elegantly up and down the room in her bare feet, delighted with her gifts. Every now and then she'd stop, twisting round to admire the dress and how it fell in perfect folds to her ankles, so young and fine and strong.
And then?
All this beauty turned to horror. Her colour changed, her legs began to shake, and she staggered backwards in a frenzy, her mouth bubbling with white foam, her eyes rolling back in her head, her body draining of blood, a scream, and the whole palace rang with running feet, all running to the princess. And she sat there, eyes closed in a speechless trance.
And then?
She woke. To the noise and stench of burning, to the sound of her own shrieking, hers was a double agony. As fire lapped at her, she leapt up from her chair and ran, shaking her head and her long hair, this way and that, this way and that, trying to throw off the blazing crown. But the gold was welded tight and grasped onto her head. It would not move. The more she shook her head, the more the flames flew, and then she fell. Her eyes and face gone, leaving a hole deep with blood and flames. Spitting, the poisoned flesh dripped off her, her corpse smoking.
And the king?
Stumbling towards her, falling at her side, he threw his arms around her, kissing her and crying until his tears had stilled at last. But the poison was still hungry. And as the king struggled to his feet, he found he was stuck fast to the glistening gown. As he tried to rise on one knee, his daughter's corpse dragged him down. As he tried to free himself from her dress, each tug would tear the flesh from his bones, and the poison devoured him. And now, they lie side by side in death, father and daughter, a sight that would make the world weep. And what about you, Medea? Human life is nothing but a shadow. Those people we call most clever, crafters of words and shapers of theories, are the greatest fools. You may think you have won. You may celebrate in your victory. But no mortal man is happy. Lucky Yes. Prosperous, perhaps. But happy, never.
Dear sons, why do you stare at me like that? Why do you smile these last smiles? Soft skin, your warm embrace, sweet, sweet breath. I can't do it! Forget all my plans, I was wrong! I was so wrong! Why should I punish them just to hurt him when I would suffer twice as much? I won't do it. I won't think of it again. I won't do it. I won't think of it again. I won't think of letting my enemies here go unpunished. Leaving this place, Corinth, a fool, a coward. My hand is strong. It will not weaken now. Stop! Stop this raging heart! Let them be! Leave their young lives alone. It will get better. Things will get better. We can all be happy in Athens. Start afresh. Somewhere new. A thriving city. A different culture. done. They cannot escape whatever punishment awaits. The pace quickens. I go down one road of sorrow and send my sons down a darker one. They must die too. And since they must, the one who gave them life must be the one to end it. Passion is the root of all our sin and all our suffering.
Medea, where are my sons? Medea! I need to protect them. We must leave them immediately, all of us. Medea, I command you to get my sons. Where are they?
You are too late. You'll never reach us now.
Where are my sons?
They are at peace.
Bring them to me.
Go inside. See for yourself.
What have you done? What has this beast done to my sweet boy? I'm saying at last I was mad before. Mad to be a barbarian, to be another god to turn your curse on me. You're a witch. A murderer.
Call me what you want. You've done this to yourself.
You must share some pain. What mother can justify this?
Your pain is a comfort to mine. Your treachery brought this on you.
It's not my hand that killed my sons.
No, it was your lust and your broken promises.
You think it right to murder children over lust?
You think such an insult trivial to a woman?
To a sane one, yes! But you find insult everywhere.
The heavens know you started this.
Your evil heart. I've lost everything, just allow me my children to bury them alone.
I'll bury them myself. The hand that did the deed will be the one to settle. I'll take them to the temple of Hera, where no enemy will violate their graves. I'll found a holy festival with sacrifices in expiation of these acts. Then I'll go to Athens to live happily with King Aegeus. But you will suffer a much worse death. Your mind will be taken from you by the very people you put your trust in, and replaced with one that only knows the agonies of old age.
That they call on the gods, on the angels of justice to cut you down!
The gods have shown me the way. Their mercy has saved me, and their grace will deliver me to a better place. I am no longer afraid.
Made
create emerald life rise up. Now, your granddaughter drowns young blood over ruts in the roads of dry earth. Creator, sun god, thrilling light, terrifying.
Is your light with her? Rage has ripped the fear from her heart, and her forearms are covered with blood.
Who is this woman? Black hair covers half her back. Blood covers half her body. Anger gives her strength. Her shoulders twitch, tired from pushing knives into meat. You were warm with the heat of her pregnant womb and bloodstream. Now your granddaughter has burned so hot with anger, the body she warmed up cold. Souls from their wounds and disappeared in the air around arms and knives and her screaming stabs. She made bodies cold like wax. Creator, terrifier, thrilling light. When will you cover us with light? Or is it here? Your burning grace. Here in the blood and dead soil. Here in the heat that pulses in her veins. Is it your light that makes her anger burn? Is it her anger that's your light, Lord? Or is this land empty of your rays? Are we blinded, Lord? Blinded by your grace?